Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to Pageant Trend. This is Jay hosting the live interview with Mr. Gay World 2021 winner. So before that, I would like you to know that we are also live at our YouTube channel, Pageant Trend. So if you are new to our channel, don't hesitate to subscribe us and click the notification bell so that you will be updated whenever we have new uploaded videos. And also, if you are new here at our Facebook page, don't forget to click the like and also follow us on our Instagram account, Pageant Trend, for more updates and features about pageants. So for tonight's live session, we have a special guest, and also for the second time around. So last time, or last I think last month, we had our live interview session here at Pageant Trend, and he really enjoyed our live interview session. And for the second time around, I will be having the winner of Mr. Gay World 2021. All right, so I will also entertaining some questions. If you have questions and comments, uh, don't hesitate to comment down below. And if you want to get shout out to our special guest for tonight, comment down below, and later on we will be flashing it for you, and as well as we'll be reading it. And then what else? So he's very excited, and he's now in the backstage, and he's very excited to meet us again here at Pageant Trend. So without further ado, let us all welcome the newly proclaimed Mr. Gay World 2021, LOUW BREYTENBACH, all the way from South Africa. Hi, LOUW.
Hi, how are you?
I'm pretty much fine than
Good,
before.
thank you so much for Pageant Train having me back.
You're welcome, and I'm very proud of you, LOUW, for
You.
winning the Mr. Gay World 2021.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, so before we start our live interview session, so I would like you to congratulate for winning the Mr. Gay World 2021, LOUW.
Thank you so much. Yes, it's been an exciting journey. I think when we spoke last month, you actually put it out in the universe and you said that there's a very good chance that I will bring home a crown. And we did. So I'm very
Yes,
happy.
exactly, and I'm very happy and proud for you that you did it.
Thank you so
And
much.
you are because you are very confident, and as well as you're very smart. You are a very smart person as well.
Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
what I have observed during our live interview session, aside from being an intelligent man, of course, your personality as well. So I really like your
Thank you.
personality. So that is why I predict that you will be uh, the next Mr. Gay World 2021.
Thank you. That's such a beautiful compliment. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome. And also, I appreciate that you are very approachable. Whenever we message you on your social media, so you keep on replying to us. And of course, tonight, I'm very thankful that you accept our invitation to be one of our guests for tonight's live session.
Yeah, I'm a huge Pageant Trend fan. So I've actually been following the page for quite a while. And you're just such a lovely person. Even when I watch the interviews with Mr. Gable 2020, Cody, who I'll obviously be working with for our year of reign, it's always so inspiring and so refreshing because you yourself just make the guests feel so happy and accepted in the show. So it's wonderful to have that platform and to build that relationship with our media partners as well.
Exactly. All right, so low. It's I think 3 days before you proclaimed as the winner of Mr. Gay World 2020. So how was your day?
I have not slept much. So it's been a lot of interviews, and obviously you want to make sure that you stay true to your core. And I always made a promise. I said that whoever takes the time to message, I will take the time to reply. So it's taking a little bit longer than it usually does, and a little bit longer than I expected. But the support has been wonderful, and thank you to every fan, every friend, every family member um, from South Africa to the Philippines. We've had wonderful support from both regions and across the world. So I really, at this stage, my heart is just thankful. I'm like, I'll catch up on the sleep later. But for now, it's busy, busy, busy. But my heart is full. My heart is really full.
All right. So right after, did you expect that the final questions would be the same as, Cody?
Yeah, so it was interesting because they pre-recorded 10 questions for our interview. So you didn't really know which questions they were going to use and which questions you are scored upon to then carry through to the final top five. So it was very nerve-wracking to have that. And I almost thought that I'm not going to place in top five because I was called out last. So I was very nervous.
All right. So it really shows that you are very confident with your final answer. So if you were going if you will be given a chance to ask again, will you change your answer or not?
No, I don't think so because I feel what I answered came from the heart, and that's things that I really believe in is to lead with your heart. I've said it even from the South African preliminary stages. I said that the sash and the crown is wonderful, but that's not how you change the world. You change people by showcasing your heart and who you are, and by having integrity and by having a passion for people. And that is what allows you to serve within the LGBTIQ A plus community. Because if you don't have those things, the victory is very short lived. You know, everything of materialistic value fades away. The prizes, the sash, the crown, they all go away. And the only thing you have is your legacy, and you build that through having a passion for people and by having a heart for people. And that is how I believe you can touch people around you.
Nice. All right. So what are you going to do with the prize?
So the biggest thing for the title for me is to obviously extend my platform for my charity work. So the big thing at the moment that I'm focusing on is my Future Steps program, which is aimed at providing school shoes to students across the world and making sure that they have the stationery to complete their schooling year. Obviously, in African countries, many children come from very poor backgrounds, and there's not always resources and clothing available for them to compete on the same level as students internationally. So that's a big advocacy of mine. And then, of course, for gay rights within our continent, that is very important because out of the 68 countries in the world where homosexuality is still illegal, 29 of them are in Africa. So we really want to make sure that we start from the African base and then work out to the world globally. And I think that's what's so wonderful about now having two people who reign together, is that Cody and I can work together the same way I address African issues. He can help me to understand more of the global issues on that side. And together, I do pray that we can hopefully make a difference within the LGBTIQA plus community as well.
Wow, great. Great advocacy. And I'm very much excited and looking forward because, two of you will of course, achieve your advocacy and as well as helping the advocacy of the Mr. Gay World Organization. All
Definitely.
right. Okay, so next question for you. So now that you are you won the Mr. Gay World 2021 and you are already have the big influence so all over the world or to the universe. So how will you encourage those person, or what would be your advice to those person who experienced an AIDS or HIV, having AIDS or HIV?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to remove the stigmatization from it. You know, many years ago, being diagnosed with HIV was almost a death sentence, and people were too scared to approach others who have that diagnosis. And a big thing of that is removing the fear and actually educating ourselves and making sure that we educate the public on the different ARV treatments that are available and the treatment options that are available. And I saw today actually that they started human trials on cures for HIV. So it's not something that we should be afraid of, and when someone is HIV positive or has AIDS, we shouldn't be so quick to judge, and because it's not always what we perceive it to be. And that person, if they take care of themselves and live a healthy lifestyle, they could live equally as long, if not longer, than a person who is not infected. And there are wonderful medications available on the market and resources to educate ourselves as well. So I think that starts for me within the greater LGBT community, where we take responsibility to educate ourselves on these things so that we can make an impact and be a voice to people who might feel ashamed to speak about it, or people who carry that burden of shame because of the fear that they will be stigmatized or ostracized from society. So a large part of it for me is to also be an internal ally, the same way we expect heterosexual people to be allies for gays. Even in the gay community, you can be an ally for someone who is struggling with that stigmatization of HIV and AIDS, and how advocate their needs and be their voice when they don't feel the courage to speak out about these issues.
All right, thank you, Lo. Next question. Another thing that you have mentioned during our live interview session before. So you have mentioned that you are a suicide survivor. So what
Yeah.
would be your best advice to those who same with you?
Yeah, I think the biggest saving point for me was surrounding myself with people who saw the best in me when I didn't see it in myself, and to reach out and ask for help when you struggle, because that's the most difficult part. I always say that depression is a silent killer because it numbs the person who experiences it, and you again feel shame for carrying this burden because you don't want to hurt anyone, you don't want to burden anyone with how you feel. And because it is a mental illness, people can't always see the physical symptoms on the outside. So they don't always believe that you are sick or think that there's something wrong, because we get so good at hiding our emotions. So the best advice for me would first off be that if you do think that you are suicidal or severely depressed, or you have high functioning anxiety, is to reach out. And maybe if therapy is not for you, start by seeing a life coach or counselor, and reach out to people in the know, not always friends and family, but people who have an educational background in these illnesses that can help you. I know across the world there are also completely free hotlines that you can phone for support, and people to stand with you. And then another thing is also, in this essence, to educate yourself. There are 7 different types of depression and anxiety, and to know what all these different disorders are, whether it be depression, anxiety, or bipolar disorder, or OCPD, or PTSD. And whatever those disorders are, is to know what you have, because that will also dictate the type of treatment or therapy that is needed to pull you through. And then something small that you can do that works for me every day is to practice mindfulness and thankfulness for what you do have in your life. Because the moment you shift your attention and you change the things that you look at, the things that you look at change back. And adopting a more positive attitude and really equipping yourself with resources that teach you how to be mindful, how to live in the moment, and how to work with that cognitive behavioral therapy really aids you in your recovery process and in your healing process, so that you can learn how to function with your disorders.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and also your advice. Lo. So let's have the reading of comments and questions from our viewers. So let's have our first viewer question for you from Samuel John Evangelista Panes. As a
Right.
Mr. Gay World 2021, how can you inspire our fellow LGBTQ plus community to be more optimistic amidst this pandemic?
Yeah, I think I hope things like this inspire them already to know that there are people out there pushing for the plight of LGBTIQA plus people, and that we are not just disappearing into the background. We are visible, and amidst controversy, amidst controversy, and all these things that happen to bind us down, there's always hope, and there's always opportunity. And I think what we need is to see the opportunities within this very draining and exhausting and traumatic time, to know that we are stronger than this and we have survived a lot more. If we could, as gay people, survive prosecution, we can get through a pandemic too. And it is really about taking social responsibility, and each person taking responsibility for themselves, so that we realize it's not up to one person to influence the entire community. Each individual of the community can inspire one and change one, and together we create an atmosphere that is more positive, and employment opportunities for one another by looking out for one another and seeing how we can help people. And again, it comes down to something I've advocated so many times, to have a passion for people. Because when you have a passion for other people, and I'm not just talking about myself, any individual watching, when you care about other people, you want the best for them. And I think COVID made us very selfish oftentimes, where we want to protect our own and we want to protect ourselves. But when we open our hearts and we reach out to others in empathy and understanding, and we really listen to them and listen to their needs, we already provide an emotional safe space for people to offload some of that baggage that they feel that they are carrying alone. And the moment we take hands and work together, we realize how strong we are as a community. And that in itself, I believe, will provide the steam that we need to get uphill and see the other side of this pandemic, hopefully safer, wiser, and braver than before.
All right, thank you so much. You really deserve that title, Flo. Really a smart person, and I'm very amazed with your answer, and really, realistic and as well as relatable to
Thank you so
others.
much.
Thank you so much, Lo, for that knowledge of all. Okay, let's have our next viewer. Okay, congratulations again, brother, from Ishaan Prajapati. You made everyone proud, and also I'm extremely sorry for all the mistakes and trouble caused from my side. And I just have no shame to apologize to you publicly, because the kindest man deserves everything, and my loudest apology to the amazing brother.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the support.
All right, let's move on to the next viewer from Brandon Seratan. Good morning, Lo and Jay.
How's it, Brandon? Thank you so much. He's been a great supporter on social media as well. And thank you so much for showing that love and support.
Exactly. He is always been supporting pageant trend as well. And he has again another question for you later on. I will be flashing it.
Sure.
Next viewer, we have Kim Chu. Okay, congratulations, Lo. We are all proud of you so much. Love you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it and love right back to you.
Okay, another comment from Brandon Serrata and happy Diwali if you won't be here tomorrow.
Ah, thank you. And I wish the same happiness to everyone celebrating. That is wonderful.
All right, thank you so much. And okay, there you have it. A question from Brandon Serratan again. Okay, I'll read it for you. Then I made the papers for weight struggles and closing businesses in lockdown, and so many were shocked that a year ago I cleaned houses to make ends meet and keep my staff employed. I was probing your Instagram and saw the above. How is this new enigma of winning contribute to a better lifestyle?
It's very difficult to answer because I don't know if the winning itself contributes to a better lifestyle. I think what did change is despite the hardships of lockdown, the moment you changed your focus and you decided that you will do anything and everything to survive and to make sure you make ends meet. And whether it was cleaning houses or cutting grass, I did everything I could to make my dreams come true and to make sure that I pull through this pandemic instead of just sitting and wallowing. And I think it really should be a life message to everyone that if you work hard, even if you don't have the best job, even if you have to clean houses, a year ago I was cleaning houses and today I'm Mr. World. So and hopefully by this title, it's not something that changes my lifestyle necessarily for the better. It's hopefully a platform where I can use it to help others better their life circumstances as well, to create a more equal and fair society where we don't have to go through all these struggles, but where we can hold space for one another and help each other along the way.
Nice one. All right. Thank you so much, Lo. And thank you so much, Brandon Suratan, for your wonderful question. Let's move on to the next viewer we have from JM Vargas. Shout out me, Lo Brittenbach.
Mr. J.M. Vargas, thank you so much for tuning in. A massive shout out to you, sending you love all the way from South Africa. And I really hope that it is a blessed day or evening where you are in the world.
All right. Thank you so much, JM Vargas. And he is from Philippines as well.
Awesome.
Uh, can you say it? Mabuhay and mahal ko kayo.
Mabuhay, I can say. The other one's a bit more difficult.
Mahal. The second one is
Mabuhay, J.M.
mahal ko kayo.
Mahay ko kayo.
Nice. Love it. Do you know what's the meaning of that is in English? I love you all.
Ah, thank you so much.
It's in Tagalog. Mahal ko kayo.
Mahay ko kayo.
Yeah, nice one. Okay, let's have the Mr. Gay World 2020 Cody Makayan is watching
Ah,
right now.
Mr. Cody, so much love to you. He's been an amazing ambassador. I mean, our reign hasn't even started properly yet, and he's already making waves. So I'm sure the whole of Philippines are so, so proud of him. And here in South Africa, we can't wait to host him. There might be opportunity very soon for us to actually meet in person and work together. So, yeah, thank you to Cody also for his support. He's been wonderful in this journey.
All right, thank you so much, Cody, and congratulations once again, Cody, for winning the Mr. Gay World 2020 and for bringing the honor and pride of from the Philippines. Okay, another comment from Cody. Chuk, what's this? Chuk chak. Do you know that? Do you know that?
No, but I'm going for it.
Okay, so let's. I don't know. I don't know also that. What's the meaning of that? Cody, please PM me. Char. Okay, let's have from Michael Palacios. Congratulations, Lo.
Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it.
Okay, let's have. Oh, he has a question for you, Lo.
Sure.
In your in your opinion, should an LGBTQ individual can run for a high position in the government or an NGO organization? Why or why not?
Absolutely. I don't see why we couldn't do that. Within our LGBTIQA plus community, there are strong individuals, very intelligent individuals, and people who really work for a way forward. And I think the only way to break stigmatization is by having visibility. And that visibility needs to be seen straight through from government to television into media because we are incorporated human beings. We're not a separate state of human beings from the rest of the world. And I do think that perhaps because we are a minority group, representation would aid the greater LGBTIQA plus community because it's people that have empathy because they know what it is to be on the short end of the stick. It is people who are resilient because they know what it is to have to fight for where you need to be in life. And it is people that work for the people because they know what it is like to be ostracized and to be outcast. So I think it would be wonderful if we have greater visibility and greater inclusion within our communities because that diversity also speaks to how diverse we are as a nation, how diverse we are as a world. And that representation might make a world of difference to the young people of tomorrow that has to live in the world that we create.
Nice. Clap, clap, clap for for your wonderful answer. Thank you so much, Michael Palacios, for your question. So keep on sending your comments and section or congratulatory message to our newly proclaimed Mr. Gay World 2021, LOUW BREYTENBACH, all the way from South Africa. Okay, let's move on to the next viewer. We have from Jake Lawrence Aguilar, Mangune Javier. Me too, shout out.
Woo! That's a long name, Mr. Jake Lawrence Aguilia Mango Javia. All my love
Javier.
to you and sending you a massive shout out. And I hope that you have a blessed evening. And thank you for all the amazing support.
Nice. Thank you so much, Jay Lawrence. And please don't forget to like us on our Facebook page and follow us on our Instagram account. And please do share our live session for tonight so that we can have more viewers to come. Okay, let's move on to the next comment from our viewers. Once again from Ishaan Prajapati. Best of the best luck for the journey ahead. And yes, again, sorry for everything. A wonderful journey to be part of this brotherhood. But more than that, at the very best ahead.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Okay, another comment from Cody Makayan. Chukchak is a Filipino gay lingo that pertains to a person who is tremendously an incredible speaker like Lo.
Ah, now I'm learning something new as well. Thank you.
And he has a lot of, gay lingo to teach you.
You'll have to teach me in person. I'll teach him some of the Afrikaans lingo, and he can teach me Filipino lingo.
All right. Thank you so much, Cody, for tuning in always. And a comment from Michael Palacio. Perfect.
Thank you. Yes, that was in relation to the other question. I appreciate that. Thank you, Michael.
Okay, another comment from Cody. Excited to teach you low many Filipino gay lingos.
Good. I can't wait to meet. We're going to have a ball.
And another comment from Cody. Yeah, I think I'm flying out to South Africa very soon, and I can't wait to everybody.
Yeah, I hope he's ready for lots of photo opportunities because Cody has a very strong fan base here in South Africa. There's lots of fans waiting to meet him and people who voted and supported his journey. So as long as he knows he's going to be very busy in South Africa because there's a lot of people that want to meet him.
Okay, if you meet Cody Makayan there in South Africa, what is the first thing you will do, or what is your plan for him?
I first need to hug him and congratulate him because he's such a great ambassador. But I know that once he's here, I think we will have a big meeting, obviously, with all the role players of Mr. Gay World and the African delegation on this side, and then hopefully visit some of our local charities and get to engage with people, and also taking to some of our queer and gay landmarks within the country. I think it's very important that we have an understanding of one another's cultures and where we come from and what the needs are of the different LGBTIQA plus communities across the world. And hopefully when I travel to Philippines, I will be able to share that same experience and also gain knowledge on how your culture works, because I think the cultural exchange is what's so beautiful, because that's what connects people again. And that's what's going to help us have a successful reign, is that understanding and that brotherhood moving forward.
Nice. Thank you so much, Lo. Okay, another question for you. What comes first in your mind when you heard about the word or the word Philippines?
Philippines, I think friendly. I have not met anyone who is not friendly or kind or assertive. I think it's really something that stands out for me, even on social media, the way people engage with you. It's very supportive and really a friendly nation.
Okay, thank you so much. And we have a comment or question from Brandon Serratan. I'm curious about the hair decision.
So the hair was actually a very bold choice. It happened Friday evening, um, just before this whole crowning and everything, because we had a charity function for a children's home where we collected toys and stationery and school shoes for this children's home. And I dressed up as the cartoon character Johnny Bravo. So, and Johnny Bravo has yellow hair. So blonde was the closest I could go to yellow to represent my cartoon character. But yeah, the hair will be colored back very soon, because we have to at least let me look like my pictures again.
All right, so I really nice. I really like your, your hairstyle for this,
Thank you.
and it really fits on your personality as well.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's have another. I think from JM Vargas, pa shout me. I think you already shout out me.
Yes, we did.
Okay, JM Vargas, thank you for tuning in always. And please don't forget to share our live session. Okay, another question for you, Lo. What is the hardest part of winning the title? So since the pageant is, held via virtual.
Yeah, I think sometimes what we lose in a virtual pageant is that building that relationship with your fellow delegates, because it is obviously a lot harder to get to know one another's personalities when it's only over text or only over a Zoom call. But I do think that we all navigated it very well. And I do hope that from here on forward, we keep the connection so that we can continue inspiring one another's journeys. Because I think that's what's the most difficult after a competition or a pageant like this, is that many a time the delegates all go off and do their own thing and life carries on, and you forget about one another. So what my hope truly is that we can have that brotherhood moving forward and really inspire one another's journey so that we can make a greater difference in the world. Because even though I won the pageant, everyone else are already winners of their respective countries already. So the work doesn't stop. They all still have an obligation to continue their reign strong, to continue doing their advocacies and their charity work. and to continue to inspire the people in their country for greater LGBTIQA plus visibility and better human rights, and to really use their platform for the remainder of their own reign to still make a difference. So this is not the end for anyone, win or lose. Our journey is only starting now.
Okay, thank you so much, Lo. I'm just curious about your tattoo on your neck. What's that? What's the
Oh,
meaning of
on
that?
this side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is an eagle, and there's a story behind the crown eagle. It's one of the birds that, when it gets a bit older, it's not as agile anymore, and its catches aren't as accurate anymore. So the bird goes into hiding, and it breaks its beak against the rocks, and it pulls out all its feathers, and it's a very painful process of rejuvenation. And he goes to the water then for 40 days, every single day, till new feathers sprout and new oil covers the wings. And after 40 days, the nails have grown out again. His beak has grown out, and he sharpens it against the rocks. And when he takes flight, then he flies much higher and is a lot more agile in catching his prey. So for me, this was in a time where I almost felt like I lost everything and life just didn't make sense anymore. It felt like nothing was working out, no matter how hard you try. And it really was a message to just go back to your roots, go back to your calling, and go back to the core of who you are. Take those 40 days off from the world around you and focus on what your true calling is. And when you then emerge from that time alone, you fly higher, you are stronger, and you get your second breath and your second chance at life. So it's never the end, it's always a new height that you have to fly to.
All right. You're correct, and you should always keep on moving forward,
Yes.
whatever challenges. Okay, so pertaining or talking about challenges, which part of the Mr. Gay World 2021 competition was the hardest, part of the competition or challenges that you have encountered?
Yeah. I think the hardest challenge is actually the filming of the different runways that you have to do, because it's every single person has a different budget, a different management team. Um, I had so much respect in the 2020 competition for Mr. Poland Marek, who in some cases filmed some of the segments in his bedroom. And that really was the struggle for all of us, because everyone was in lockdown around the world and couldn't really move anywhere. I know Ram, Mr. Sri Lanka, in our pageant, had a lot of difficulty when the videos had to be submitted, because it was still lockdown in their country, so he couldn't get out to have his suits tailored and his national costume made. So all of those things took a lot longer for some of the countries. And I think with restrictions, obviously, on budget, restrictions on how we can move, how far we can move, it really is difficult. I think with my national costume as well, in the photos afterwards, you can see that it's a 4-meter train at the back of the costume that goes on. But on camera, because of the space there, it just didn't come to life as well as I would have hoped. So there's all these little challenges in filming, but at the end of the day, it was still such a rich experience, because I think people get to see that despite the challenges and despite what we had to go through, they still put up a great event, and we were all still able to showcase the things that we are proud of and what we stand for. And I think it turned out really well.
Nice one. Okay, so can you tell me what was running on your mind, or what uh what was your feeling during the Mr. Gay World Finals night?
I was honestly so stressed. It was, it's not fun to watch it when you are that nervous. I had a great time watching 2020 because that was exciting. But when our pageant aired, I was very nervous. And especially when it got to the announcement of the award categories, you're so happy for anyone who wins, but I think every time you keep on hoping that it's your name that's going to be called out. So that was a bit nerve-wracking. And then, like I said earlier, the biggest nerve-wracking thing was when they announced the top five and they got to number four and they still hadn't called my name. And I almost just wanted to give up and go like, oh well, they're not going to choose me for top five. And then I was the last one to be called. So I think you doubt a little bit, and then it forces you to just go inward and say that, you know what, no matter what, win or lose, you're going to carry on doing good work, and you're going to carry on with your message, because it's not about the title. It really is about the difference you can make. And I think when the top five was announced, I made peace with that. And then I was, okay, cool. In the top five, whoever wins, that's their win, because all 10 these, or all 9 of the other delegates are all so worthy. They have strong causes. They are intelligent men. They are beautiful men. So it really is anyone's race. And I do think that the race was actually very close, because there are very, very strong candidates in our year.
Okay, so let us say if you did not make it the title of Mr. Gable 2021, who was your biggest competitor during that time?
Oh, definitely, Joel. There's no doubt about it. If the Philippines are very strong contenders, and he's just such an amazing human. Like when I speak to him offline and we communicate away from the pageant, he's just really such a beautiful human. He has a kind heart. He has wonderful causes that he stands for. He obviously has a lot of support, and he's also very creative and very knowledgeable. He is very intelligent, and the fact that he works in the environment that he does in the time of COVID, you know, to provide healthcare staff with merchandise and things that promote inclusivity is such a wonderful advocacy, because it's needed in the workplace, especially in the time where we now have COVID. So he works in a wonderful field. And yeah, I think that race must have been very close. I think it was almost back to back to back for Philippines. Very, very strong contender.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, let's have a comment from our viewer from Duncan Luok Fruin. A shiny example of no matter what life throws at you, you can overcome it and be a light for others. So excited to see the impact you are going to make.
Duncan, thank you so much. So he is from my home country, South Africa. He's one of my friends. And Duncan has his own wonderful journey also on mental health. And as much as he says that I inspire people, he himself is a wonderful inspiration. So thank you for the beautiful comment, Duncan.
Thank you so much for tuning in, Duncan. And please don't forget to share our live session. Okay, a comment from Cody Makayan again. 100% agree. Filming is the most challenging.
Yes.
Who edited your video, introduction video, and as well as the passarella or the runway?
So that was Alan Ford Production. Alan Ford is one of our sponsors at the Mr. Gay South African pageant, and he was helping with all of that. So I have a big thank you to extend to my team and to extend to him. He did a wonderful job.
Nice one. Okay, next, a question from Brandon Siratan. Do you get an actual crown with it being remote?
No, but we do get sashes. So I'm looking forward to that handover. And I'm sure they will do a big event for Cody and myself once we are together. So yes, I'm very excited to get that sash.
Thank you so much. And we have from Bradley Karstens. LOUW BREYTENBACH, we are so proud of you. Love.
Bradley, thank you so much. Much love to you, and thank you for your support on this journey as well. I really, really appreciate it.
And he has a question for you. LOUW BREYTENBACH, will you be traveling internationally, and will you visit the other contestants?
I really do hope that I will be able to get to visit some of the other contestants. There are some plans in the pipeline to visit the USA very shortly, mostly because I also have family there in Atlanta. So hopefully I'll get to see Nathaniel. And then hopefully a trip to the Philippines is on the cards. But definitely I will be traveling internationally, and we'll be holding thumbs that we can connect with people across the world and connect with people who really share the same journey to promote diversity and equality within the greater LGBTIQA plus community.
Thank you so much, Lo, and I'm very much excited and looking forward to see you in person here in the Philippines as
Yes.
well. Okay, so another question for you, Lo. So after your reign, what are your plans?
Whew, I don't know. At the moment, it just feels so overwhelming to just be in the moment. Cody posted a beautiful status, I think yesterday or the day before, where he says it takes a few days for it to sink in and to realize what actually happened. And I don't know if it has sunk in for me yet. It still feels a bit like a dream. So at this moment, I'm really trying to respond to all my friends and fans and family members. I still have a few messages on Facebook to work through and a lot of people on WhatsApp to get back to. So that's my main focus for the moment, is just to know that, to let people know that we value them and that I see their support and that I appreciate them. It's very important for me to make other people feel seen, because in that same way, they made me feel seen and took time from their days to make me feel heard and seen. So that is on the back end. And then, of course, the most important thing that needs to happen is to start doing the actual field work and making sure that we drive the message of our charities. And then very exciting is that this Saturday to come, the 13th, not the immediate Saturday, the one after, on the 13th, we'll also do the South African handing over of the South African title. Because I am now carrying the Mr. World title, we will also have an official handover to Bongs, who was our first runner-up in the Mr. Gay South Africa pageant, to come through then.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, another question for you, Lo. What is the most heartwarming thing you've ever seen?
The most heartwarming thing I've ever seen. I think it really is sometimes just when we do these school projects. And we recently were at a school in Alsies at a feed in Cape Town, which is a very impoverished area, and a very an area where it's not financially good for people. So in this area, we donated school shoes to some of the children there who went to school barefoot, rain, shine, and they sometimes have to walk very far to get to school. And I think one of the most heartwarming things is to see how grateful they are, how real they are, and how honest children are. And I think that's why I like working with children in my theatre school as well, is because they really are so pure. And just to see the way how they are so thankful and so gracious for everything that comes their way is really a lesson to all of us as grown-ups, to be more appreciative of the things that come our way and to not question it when good things come our way, but to wholeheartedly accept it and be thankful for the small things we do have. They never focus on what they don't have. Um, they don't cry and they don't sit in a little heap because they don't have things. They are still joyous. They still play outside. They are still so wonderful, even with the little that they have. So I think that's the biggest message to all of us as grown-ups, is to never lose that child inside that keeps on hoping for better.
Nice one. Okay, next question for you. What are some small things that make your day better?
Oh, the first thing that makes my day a lot better is having coffee when I wake up. I'm that person that can only speak to you once I've had about 2 cups of coffee. It's like my first treat of the morning. Then I would say my meditation and my quiet time. that I reflect on my day. That really aids me a lot, especially with some of the mental health issues too. And then definitely my theatre school, doing what I love every day and educating students and working with students and impacting young minds and seeing how they are going to impact the world one day. I think that's the small things that give me joy every day.
All right. Thank you so much, Lo. And let's have a reading of comments and question again. From Bradley Karstens. Pageant Trend, thank you for always keeping us up to date with the latest pageant news. You rock. Well, thank you so much, Bradley, for always tuning in and as well as for following our Facebook page. We really appreciate your support as well. Thank you so much, Bradley, again. And also, comment from Brandon Seratan. Filipinos are such strong contender, especially Dan Basis. I was also a fan of Joel. Low is right. Very creative in his videos and
Yes.
images on social media. They tend to win a lot of pageants. I was recently sad that Miss Hispanic did not win. Her answer was excellent. So,
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think they are, as Filipinos, you have a very, very strong pageant following, and you
mm,
produce in your selection process as well. You always choose the correct candidates. And I think what is so beautiful is to see that the Filipino candidates, it's not always just looks. They are beautiful candidates, but they also have heart. And your selection panels for your various pageants are so good in that. So it really is a compliment to the country and the pageant enthusiasts in the country, as well as the contestants.
okay. Would that be okay to you if we talk about that?
Yes, of course.
Just a little bit, on your opinion, do you think that international language or English language is very important, especially when you are joining to, to an international pageant such as the Hispanic, American country?
Yeah. Look, at the end of the day, it is quite difficult because when you talk about a free and an equal society, you want to give everyone the opportunity to represent their country the best way that they can. And sometimes speaking in a language that is your second or your third language can be very hard for contestants. English is also not my first language. I speak Afrikaans when I'm at home. So sometimes my English also tends to knit and slip, and I don't always use the correct words or the correct phrasing. But I do think it's something that you train on and something that you work on. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You know, on the one end, you would say that you can have interpreters for all the countries and hopefully let every person express themselves in the language in which they are most comfortable in. And on the other end of the spectrum, we do identify that English is our international language in many scenes, with pageantry especially. So it becomes a bit difficult, but I would, as much as it is important and we train that way, I would also challenge the notion that we could sometimes see stronger and better candidates who speak in their first language or their mother tongue, because it will allow them to express themselves better, perhaps.
All right. Thank you so much for that, for your opinion. Okay, so let's move on to the next comment from Bradley Karstens. Low Braytenbach, the LGBT, the LGBTIQ A plus community hope Cape Town Pride invited you to the launch of 2022 Pride.
Bradley, I really hope they will. I have not received an invite as yet. I know that sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and I'm hoping that it's also because I've just been crowned. But I do love Cape Town. I'm there every month. So if the organizers are watching or you know someone that can hook me up, please reach out. I would love to represent the community and I would love to be visible in these events as well.
Nice. Thank you so much, Brady, for your comments. And we have from JM Vargas. Lo, are you willing to travel around the world together with Cody to promote your both LGBTQIA plus community advocacies?
Yes, I think absolutely that would be the dream. I think we also just unfortunately have to be realistic about the fact that many countries are still experiencing COVID, and for a lot of countries like South Africa, there are still many travel restrictions. So hopefully, as time progresses, we can arrange more travels. I know Cody will be coming to South Africa first, and then I will be making my way to the US early next year. So hopefully there will be opportunity to travel together. And as these restrictions lift, we can travel across the world and make a bigger impact.
All right. Thank you so much, JM, for your question. And some of your fans are asking and have PM send a private message if you are still single.
I am. Unofficially, officially, I
All right, guys. So Lo is still single and ready to mingle. Char.
am.
Okay, so thank you so much, Lo. And let's move on. So, do you have any questions, guys, to Lo before we proceed to the next part of this live interview session? Okay, so we have a comment again from Brandon Seratan. I prefer the native tongue. I think their answers are better and fluent when comfortable. I cannot believe Low first language is not English. He's so well spoken, even competently, than even me.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. In Afrikaans, I would say baie dankie, which means thank you so much.
Baya donkey.
There you go. That's very good. Look at you.
Baya donkey, Brandon Seratan. Sorry.
Well done.
How about in hello, Philippines? How will you say it in African?
Yeah, hallo Filipina.
Hello, Filipina.
Hallo Filipina.
Hello, Filipina.
Yes, very good.
Ah, via, I forgot viaducty.
Baie dankie.
Ah, donkey, sorry. Viaducty. Okay. All right. So there, via donkey, something like that. Buy a donkey.
Yes, basically, that's it.
Sounds like
Baie donkey.
buy a donkey. You're really smart, Brandon Siratan.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much, guys, for your comments and questions. So let's move on now to the next part of this live interview session. We call it the faster questions. So this call is Would You Rather? So let's take
Sure.
a look of the answer of below for all the questions here. All right. The first question is if you have a long hair like me, would you rather always have a mullet haircut or a ponytail haircut?
I think I would opt for a ponytail. I would rather have a pony. I feel you can do more because then you can put it into a man bun, you can straighten it out. So I think there's more options with a ponytail.
All right, thank you so much. Next, would you rather always have a bad gas or always have a really dry mouth?
I would rather have a really dry mouth.
Okay, next, would you rather be a high school teacher or a clown?
High school teacher.
Why?
I think it's because I already work with so many kids daily that are teenagers. So yeah, I think it would be easier for me to connect with the older students.
All right, next question. Would you rather be forced to dance all day, every day, until you get a perfect score on Dancing with the Stars, or be forced to eat mashed potatoes until you get a perfect score on Beat the Chefs?
I would rather dance all day. I don't like mashed potatoes.
So
I would
you
dance.
really love
Dancing.
to dance. Okay, that's it. Next, Would you rather be forced to listen to the same 10 songs on repeat for the rest of your life, or forced to watch the same 5 movies repeat for the rest of your life?
That's difficult. Both are equally bad. I think movies. I'll go with the 5 movies.
Okay, next. What movies is that?
Ooh, The Hours with Meryl Streep and Nicole Kidman. Um, then it will have to be Bad Moms. It will be The Notebook, Titanic. I know it's a bit of the romantic comedy, the romantic comedies and the dramas get to me, and then Notting Hill. I think that would be the 5.
All right. Next question. Would you rather go without shampoo for the rest of your life or toothpaste for the rest of your life?
I would rather go without shampoo, but I can't do bad breath. We're not doing that.
Yes. Okay. I would do the same. I would rather, go without shampoo.
Yeah,
Next. Would you rather have a time machine or a teleporter?
a teleporter. Yeah, it would make traveling during COVID a lot easier.
Okay. Next. Would you rather have to speak in rhyme for the rest of your life or have to speak in riddles for the rest of your life?
I would rather speak in rhyme. At least that way people know what you are saying.
Okay. Next question. Would you rather have to use chopsticks every day for the rest of your life or use a fork?
Probably use a fork, because we mostly use forks on this side. Although I am getting much better with my chopsticks. I am practicing every time I have sushi. I'm practicing.
I actually do the same. Whenever we ate in a Chinese restaurant, I tried to use some chopsticks, but
Yeah,
unfortunately, I wasn't able to, to perfect it. So,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
so
It
I
takes
always,
practice.
I always request to the waitress or waiter to, to bring me some fork and spoon and fork.
Yeah,
Because I'm really having hard time to eat like the rice and the noodles as well. Okay, next question. Would you rather listen to an annoying laugh for a day or get tickled for 1 hour?
rather listen to the laugh.
Mm, okay, next. Would you rather lose the ability to cry or cry every day for 20 minutes randomly?
I would rather lose the ability to cry. If you start crying randomly, you never know where you're going to be. What if you are out in public or in an interview like this and you just break down? No, I think with my line of work, it would be easier not to cry at all.
Okay, next question. Would you rather take care of the beast from Beauty and the Beast for the rest of your life or have a Gaston as your boyfriend?
I'd have Gaston as a boyfriend.
Okay. Ne- Next, would you rather wear a constantly changing outfit or constantly changing hairstyle?
Constantly changing outfit, definitely.
Okay. Next, would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
Ooh, a giraffe.
A giraffe. So imagine that a giraffe is, roaming around the city.
At least he has a good view of everything. He can give me the inside scoop, where to go, where the traffic's bad, what's going on.
Exactly. And it seems like you're in the Jurassic Park movie, right?
Yeah,
Okay, next question. Would you rather be able to control animals or be able to see into the future?
I would rather see into the future.
Okay. Next, would you rather be famous on the internet or in real life?
Mm, I don't like either really. I don't like being uh, perceived to be famous. I think we make a much bigger impact in the real world, but I suppose the internet, you can reach more people. So at least if you're doing it for a good cause, I would think the internet is a better place to use that influence.
Nice. Okay. Next question. Would you rather be physically stronger than most people or be able to fly?
I would rather be stronger.
Okay. Next. Would you rather be reincarnated as a sea creature or an airborne creature?
I think as an airborne creature,
Okay. Would you rather eat foods that have never been cooked or only eat cooked foods?
I'll only eat cooked food. I think
But
it's a safer option.
okay, but you eat sushi, right?
Yeah, I do. But if you have to do that for the rest of your life, I think you have more options when you cook.
Exactly. Okay. Next, would you rather have a pet tiger or a pet lion?
Ooh, both are bad. I don't know if I would want either. Let's go for tiger. They're at least a little bit more exotic.
Okay. Next, would you rather have to always wear heavy boots or to have never be able to wear shoes?
I would rather wear heavy boots. I don't like walking barefoot.
Okay. Next. So this next question is: imagine that you are an author. So would you rather have your books read by a few hundred people or a few million people?
A few million people.
Okay, next. Would you rather live in a country with a low cost of living but horrible weather or live in a country with a high cost of living and amazing weather?
It's difficult because I feel I already live in a beautiful country with amazing weather, but surviving here is not very cheap. so, so I feel I already live in South Africa.
Okay. Next, would you rather live in a reality for the rest of your life or be in the matrix for the rest of your life?
I would rather live in reality.
Okay, next. Would you rather never have a life without air conditioning or never be able to use deodorant?
I would rather live without air conditioning. I feel that at least with deodorant, if it does get warm, you can still protect yourself.
Exactly, and you can use some fan.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Would you rather date your best friend or someone you don't know?
I would rather date my best friend. Because that's what a relationship is at the end of the day. I mean, it's apart from all the intimacy, it's basically having someone who is your best friend and who you can share things with and share life with and laugh together. And those are the things that really have longer lasting value than the looks or the intimacy parts of it. So, yeah, best friends for the win.
Okay, next. Would you rather have a face that everyone laughs at or a name that everyone laughs at?
Rather a name, at least the face. Yeah, I would rather just have a name that people can laugh at.
All right, because if you have a face, if you're going to choose that, I think it would be appropriate when you are working at a comedy bar, something like that.
Yeah, we won't be sitting here for this interview if I had a face like that.
Exactly. Okay, next. Would you rather never be able to shower again or not be able to shave your legs?
I don't mind shaving the legs. So yeah, I would. Um, yeah, as long as I can shower, I'm happy.
Okay, next. Would you rather be trapped in a romantic comedy with your enemies or trapped a horror movie with your friends?
um, Let's go for a romantic comedy with my enemies. I think it's a safer option.
Okay, next. This one. Would you rather have uh, a hook for a hand or or peg for a leg?
I would rather have a hook for a hand.
Okay, let's have a last question for you. Would you rather date a girl who won't stop talking or date a girl who won't stop texting?
I would rather date someone who doesn't stop texting because I need quiet time to think if we're in person. So they can rather text a lot.
Exactly. Okay. Let's have another last question for you before we move on to the next part. Let's have this. Okay. This one. If you were let us say a woman for a one day, what would be the first thing you will do?
Ooh, first thing I would do. I think I would go to the shopping malls and try on everything that I was too shy to try on as a younger gay gentleman.
All right. Thank you so much, Lo, for answering all those questions. And I
Thank
hope that
you.
you did enjoy our live
Yeah.
interview tonight. And of course, uh, I will uh, give you a chance to promote your advocacies, and as well as to promote your social medias, and as well as the activities of Mr. Gay World 2021, or the Mr. Gay World organization. Go
Thank you
ahead,
so
Lo.
much. So, if you want to follow me on social media, it is my name and surname, LOUW BREYTENBACH 02, and that is for Facebook and Instagram. And on Twitter, it's just LOUW BREYTENBACH. And then if you want to see more about Cody's journey and my own, you can head on down to the Mystic Gay World Facebook page or the Mystic Gay World Facebook group. The Instagram handle there is MGW.org. So yeah, you can reach us on any one of those platforms. But please go follow and give a like, and yeah, keep on showing some love, and let's share and make the world a brighter place.
All right. So, do you have any message to all our followers and the viewers who are watching right now? A message of
Yeah.
hope.
I think across the world, what we need right now is to love louder. We are in a time that is so trying, and where people just need a lot more encouragement, a lot more empathy, and a lot more realness. The world can become very fake on social media, and I think it's important for us to love freely and to live boldly, and to make sure that we really inspire one another and help one another. So yeah, be kind and love loud.
And also message to Cody Makayan.
Yes, absolutely. Cody, I can't wait till you back in, well, not back till you are in SA, and I look forward to working with you. I know we've been chatting away from the interviews as well, and I do believe that we share the same heart and we share the same passion for people. So yeah, I look forward to my year of reign with you. I don't think I could have asked for a better partner in crime.
And also message to the person or your team behind your journey, behind the
The
success
team
of your
behind
journey.
my journey, we need to give a big shout out to John O'Neill and Johan Panicka, the entire Mr. Gay World organization locally on the South African front. It is also a big thank you to Ida Fenter Promotions, and then of course to my dear friend Alan Ford from Alan Ford Productions. Our costume designers at Valiati for Muhammad as well. Thank you so much. And Dr. Kai, my dental sponsor, and then all our sponsors that make all these events possible and keep us on track and inspire us. I really need to thank every single person who's part of the South African journey and the South African leg of this. So a big shout out to all my sponsors, all my friends, and all my fans who got me here.
And also, before we end our live session, your message as well to the organization, to the Mr. Gay World South Africa organization, and as well as Mr. Gay World organization. What would be your message to them?
I think the biggest message is something that I've conveyed already in our conversations, but to reiterate is just the absolute thankfulness that you provide a platform of this kind, and that you really allow us the opportunity to not only take part, but to be voices within our LGBTIQA plus community. And in that regard as well, the Gay World Foundation, that is part of the Mr. Gay World organization, for everything that they do to assist young queer people with everything from bullying to legal advice, and then hand out parcels, food parcels, and combat discrimination against LGBTIQA plus individuals. I really think that very few people realize how much effort actually went into getting this entire two pageants on an online platform where the entire world could still enjoy and celebrate from the safety and the comfort of their own homes. So for all that effort and for all the money that went behind those projects to make us shine and to allow us to engage on our platforms, I really think that is something to be said for a well-run organization.
All right. Thank you so much, Lo, for your time, and we really appreciate for giving us your time here in Pageant Trend. And we are looking forward for your, journey and
Thank you so
joining
much.
the Mr. Gay World
Yeah.
organization. And I hope you guys have learned a lot from our newly proclaimed Mr. Gay World 2021 LOUW BREYTENBACH all the way from South Africa. And have a nice evening. And this has
Thank
been Jay
you.
hosting the live interview with Mr. Gay World 2021 LOUW BREYTENBACH at Pageant Trend. So thank you for watching and see you on my next live session interview. Bye, guys.